Good evening, ladies. Welcome back to Compound Interesting. And today's video, we're going to be discussing the Arbitrum airdrop. This is probably the biggest airdrop that's happened in years, months or years. One of the biggest airdrops that I can remember in the entire crypto space. There's going to be billions of liquidity being injected into the crypto space. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can profit from that happening. And congratulations to anyone who listened to my airdrop or watched my airdrop video a few months ago, where I mentioned Arbitrum and I also mentioned Blur, and both of which have been amazing airdrops for anyone who took part or who used these platforms. I got $1,000 for each of them. Well, at least $1,000. We don't know exactly how much the Arbitrum airdrop will be just yet, but at least $1,000 for a very minimal work, and not like these are my allocations were small in comparison to the average airdrop. And I will be doing another airdrop video of what other airdrops are coming up. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed, because I think if you're starting out with, if you have like less than $10,000 to invest in crypto, or like $1,000 or $2,000 to invest in crypto, one of the best things you can do is airdrop farming or airdrop hunting, because you can get like $1,000 just playing around with very small amounts of money, a platform which hasn't released a token yet. And over the next couple of years, there's going to be enormous opportunities to be able to take advantage of those. But for big whales who are like already are millionaires or have six-figure net worths, like playing the airdrop game might not be as lucrative for them, because $1,000 to them might not be a lot. But for the majority of people, airdrop hunting is an extremely good way to get your portfolio snowball rolling. So Arbitrum will be valued in the billions of dollars upon release. Let me show you exactly why. So firstly, they're distributing about 11.6% to the community or to the early users, and that might not seem like a big allocation, and it's not really. Nevertheless, the fully diluted valuation is going to be, in my opinion, at least $10 billion. And considering there's 10 billion tokens, that will be like at least $1 per token. But if we want to get a more accurate picture of where it's going to lie, I think anywhere between $1 and $2 initially, and after that I think it's actually going to run up a bit, because there's so much hype behind this Arbitrum airdrop. So that means there's going to be at least $1 billion of liquidity being injected into degens wallets. So the crypto community is going to get at least $1 billion, if not $2 or $3 billion. And what are they going to do with all that money? They're going to be a little bit more likely to invest that money, considering they got it for free. Like, people are going to get anywhere from like $1,000 to $100,000 for people who are really crazy into the Arbitrum airdrop and we're using the Arbitrum platform a lot. So there's going to be a huge amount of money. And what are they going to invest it in? The most likely scenario is they're going to redeploy it within the Arbitrum ecosystem. So there are a lot of apps on Arbitrum, like a lot of brilliant apps on Arbitrum that have coins that I am investing in right now. Just kind of like potentially short-term plays that would see a nice little run from all this liquidity being injected into the Arbitrum ecosystem. So I'll talk about those coins towards the end of the video, but I want to also discuss how I'm actually going to play the Arbitrum coin itself, the Arbitrum airdrop itself. What am I going to do with my allocation? Am I going to buy more? Am I going to sell straight away, etc, etc? Okay, so here's a photo of the total value locked, or the TVL, on various ecosystems or on various platforms. So you can see Arbitrum is number 4 in the entire world, and behind it are Polygon and Optimism. So that kind of just goes to show you how big Arbitrum actually is. So as we can see, the Optimism fully diluted valuation there on the bottom left is $10 billion, and we saw that Arbitrum actually has more users, more activity, better apps, and much more total value locked. So I think a 10 billion fully diluted valuation for Arbitrum is kind of like a minimum. So $1 is kind of like the minimum, in my opinion, and more likely to be more towards like the $2 range. However, I think what happens with pretty much every airdrop is that initially it kind of hovers around kind of a fair price before all the sellers the people who wanted to sell kind of sell all their tokens, and then it starts to pump as the people actually buying, speculating on the price, start to come in. And once all the sellers are out, the price can actually pump a bit, and I'm expecting this with Arbitrum personally. So that's how I'm going to play it. If the Arbitrum price is somewhere in the neighborhood of $1 to $2, I will actually buy a decent bit more, just as a short-term play, because I think there's just so much hype behind Arbitrum. And one of the amazing things about what has happened since the airdrop was announced, the activity on chain on Arbitrum has actually increased. Despite these people who are being more active on the chain, they know they're not going to get an airdrop. The airdrop is already at the eligibility criteria has already been finished. So these people are actually just using the platform because the platform is good, because Arbitrum is super cheap and the apps on it, the dApps on it are really, really good. So that's obviously a really encouraging sign if you wanted to invest in Arbitrum. However, just like with pretty much every airdrop, I do think eventually the price is going to come back down to a fair price. So I won't be holding the majority of it long term, and maybe I'll buy some after the price settled down again. But I am planning to scale out of my Arbitrum airdrop, and if I buy more, I'll probably start scaling out past $3 and however high it potentially can get. Now, where is all this new liquidity going to go? Like I mentioned, I think the most obvious place that it's going to go is within the Arbitrum ecosystem. So these people are getting this airdrop of Arbitrum tokens. They already have these tokens on the in their MetaMask on the Arbitrum chain, so they might as well just go and buy tokens that are in Arbitrum. So the first one I'll talk about is one of the reasons Arbitrum got so big, and one of the reasons it is so big, is GMX. And I talked about this in my last video, but GMX is a decentralized perp leverage trading platform. So you can long and short various cryptocurrencies on leverage in this platform. Really cheap, really simple to use, really good product, and I really actually like this product, and it's one of the reasons I use Arbitrum, and one of the reasons I got the airdrop in the first place. So the GMX token actually earns a cut of the platform revenue. So you pay a small fee to use the GMX platform in Ethereum, and that fee actually goes to people who are staking GMX. So if you wanted to take advantage of GMX, might as well stake it, because you'll earn platform revenue. Unless you actually just have a short-term trade, you don't have to stake it then. I think GMX is the biggest dApp on Arbitrum, but a smaller market cap but similar, like a decentralized perp leverage trading platform, is Gains Network, and I've invested in that myself. Just the exact same as GMX, similar product except smaller market cap, so potentially higher upside, but also sometimes going for the leader in the space is a better idea. So up to you between those two, whichever you think is better. If you wanted to invest in either of those, obviously not financial advice. Some more plays. Dopex is similar to GMX, except it's for options trading. So if you know what an option is, essentially you can buy and sell options on this platform, which is way too risky and complex for me. I don't do options myself, but a lot of people do like to play around in options. It's kind of like being able to use leverage where you can't lose more than you put in. So there's high upside, low downside, but most options expire worthless. Another interesting product that is on Arbitrum, but it's actually kind of a multi-chain idea, is Radiant Capital. So this allows you to put up collateral on Radiant Capital. So for example, if you put up some Ethereum on Arbitrum, then you can take out a loan against that Ethereum on any EVM chain. So this is really nice. You can take out multiple loans on various chains. So it gives you an access to liquidity across loads of different chains. So a really interesting product as well. The next coin that is interesting on the Arbitrum ecosystem that could see a pump because of all this new activity on Arbitrum, or because of this big airdrop, is Perpy Finance. And what this allows you to do, another interesting product, is it allows you to copy trade profitable traders. So you can automatically copy the trades of these really profitable traders, and the traders and the traders whose trades that you're copying, they'll get a cut of your profits that they kind of made for you. And the final coin that could see a pump from this airdrop is another blue chip in the Arbitrum ecosystem, and that's Treasure DAO, or Magic. And that's kind of the reason I like Magic is because it's a gaming narrative. It mixes the gaming narrative along with the Arbitrum narrative. It's already quite a large market cap. However, gaming is such a big narrative at the moment, along with Arbitrum. This could be a really nice mix for narrative traders. Okay, so obviously there was a good few coins there, and I'm only invested in one of them myself at the moment, but I just want to open your eyes to different products. You can go have a read through, have a look through any of them. I'll leave links to more information about all of them in the description, but you can research them yourself and decide if any of them make sense to you to invest in. I'm going to be playing this as more of a short-term play, expecting some of these to get a bit of a pump from this Arbitrum airdrop. However, I do think long-term, these are all great projects and worth further research for when the Arbitrum hype dies back down, and potentially I could find a nice entry into any of these projects in the bear market when the Arbitrum hype dies down, and invest in them for the long term as well. So I'm really excited for the Arbitrum airdrop. I hope some of you got some, and again, if you want to see my upcoming airdrop video, make sure you hit that notification bell, because yeah, if you follow my last one, you're probably pretty happy right now. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.